Hello, welcome to another edition of the Caveman PRDR show. And today I'm going to show off one of the more basic PvE builds for the Warlock. Can be used in higher end content such as Grandmasters, but for example, we're just going to show it off in the heroic gameplay. Revolves around the Starfire Protocol chess piece, which does fusion grenades have additional charge and recharge from empowered weapon damage. Fusion grenade kills grant rift energy. So what you want to do to set this up is you run empowering rift because like I said earlier, weapon empowered weapon damage grants additional fusion grenade energy and an additional fusion grenade. It is imperative that you run Empowering Rift. This season in particular, Season 17, this can also work out very well for you because we have the mod called Classy Restoration. Activating your Solar Class ability grants you Restoration. So you can use an Empowering Rift, but you can also still heal yourself like you're using a Healing Rift while using Classy Restoration. So it's going to be part of the gameplay loop here. So what you're going to do is pop down a rift and start chunking nades. You get a nade kill and it gives you your grenade energy back. So let's say you're in a boss DPS phase, but maybe there's an ad or two around. You want to try to throw a fusion grenade at an ad that's nearby to get the uptime on the rift or to get that rift charge back. And while you're doing empowered weapon damage, you have to stay inside your rift for this to work. So one of the best weapons I've found to keep that DPS up open is to use Witherward. It keeps that damage over time. I'm also going to be running, I usually run an SMG with this, but I'm going to be running the Pointed Inquiry. This isn't the best roll, but this one's, in my opinion, this is a good PvE roll. It has armor piercing rounds. It has 4th times the charm. I wouldn't mind having extended mag perk here, but I'm playing with what I've got. 4th times the charm and adaptive munitions. This weapon adapts its damage output and effectiveness against energy shields that don't match the weapon's damage type. So that's going to be good for increasing damage. We also have that same perk on our Storm Chaser linear fusion rifle. Adaptive munitions, and we have Clown Cartridge. Left. So the way the gameplay is going to go is I'm going to plant a rift first, and then I'm going to throw a nade, get a kill, get my energy back. So I'm going to pop it right here again, show off the gameplay loop. I do the rift first, do the grenade, get the kill with the grenade, and then I've got my rift instantly back. So a little bit more into the build part. I'm using Well of Life, so I can get increased health regen whenever I pick up a solar well. I'm using Ashes to Assets, gain bonus super energy on grenade kills. That feeds into part of the gameplay loop where if I'm getting grenade kills and giving myself grenades back, I'm getting my super back pretty quickly. I'm using Explosive Well Maker so I can make wells based off of explosions, aka grenade. Solar explosions specifically. For the well here, I am running Bountiful Wells. Bountiful Wells basically makes me spawn. Every time one well spawns, basically a second one spawns, so it doubles up on the effectiveness. I'm also running Armor of Undying and Concussive Dampener to help my resistances in PvE. I'm trying to run as close to 100 resilience as possible. Ideally, you want as much discipline as possible and as much rift energy as possible for this build in particular. For the legs, I am running elemental armaments. And for the metal bond, I am rocking Will of Ordnance. Picking up solar elemental wells grants you additional grenade energy. And we like explosions. I wouldn't necessarily use it for boss DPS, but I'm just using it for the sake of shield breaking. And see, I've already got my super. And while my teammates choke in low-level nightfalls, I can just stay alive in my rift. So, running a Touch of Flame, your healing, solar, firebolt, and fusion grenades have enhanced functionality. This is pretty important because you have to use fusion grenades, and fusion grenades explode twice. It procs a good bit more damage, so that's awesome. I'm also running Icarus Dash for the sake of mobility. You don't really get too much out of running Heat Rises, but Icarus Dash can help your movement around. The strikes in general, like I said earlier, must run Fusion Grenade. This build does not work if you don't. I am running Emperor of Soulless. Radiant Restoration effects applied. You have increased duration. Torch stacks to targets. Ember of Eruption. Your solar ignitions have increased area of effect. And Ember of Blistering, defeating targets with solar ignitions grants grenade energy, feeding back into the gameplay loop. Oh, also, fun fact. If a boss is still immune, you can hit him with your Wither Horde and still get grenade energy up. So even if you're in the middle of an immunity phase during fighting your boss, or fighting your boss, lol, fighting a boss, you can still get grenade energy charge. Imagine squaring up with your boss. Have fun with that. I imagine that'll go over very well. And that is how you run the build. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you learned something. Have a good one.